Well, we return after a year away back to, well, Mr. David Icke. I'd like to thank the whoever for providing me this information. As I said, I'd only really return to the subject of David Icke, the people's voice, if basically something happens that, you know, it's worth talking about, and this is certainly worth talking about. Because, believe it or not, David Icke has finally been sued. Didn't take long. Well, it took a while to do, but someone finally did it. And let me address one of the things I know people are going to bring up. People always bring up these things of, you know, if these conspiracy theories are saying, you know, spouting off lies, then why don't these people sue them? Well, that's because most of the conspiracy theories will not mention them, will not bring them up in conversation, or if they do, they've got such a small reach, they will literally do no damage whatsoever. The other problem is if these people actually sue, like one of these big names like David Icke or Alex Jones, their supporters get it into their heads that somehow it's not, you know, David Icke or Jones or whoever spouting, you know, literally nonsense and lies and conspiracy theories. It's that the spouter of said lies must be telling the truth, even though they've lost in a court case. And for quite a number of years, David Icke has always made the challenge of, you know, if I'm lying, come on and sue me. Well, that's one of the reasons why these people haven't sued him, because again, to his followers, it seems like it makes him legitimate. So we finally have someone coming forward and suing David Icke. Now, it's worth pointing out this has never actually made it to court, and it bears a bit of background information, because who has sued David Icke? Well, it's a guy called Richard Warman. Richard Warman was a lawyer, and back, I believe it was must have been the early 2000s, late 90s, Icke went on a tour, and a lot of the anti-Jewish group, well, not anti-Jewish groups, but the sort of, I don't know what they'd call it in Canada, but in the US it's the Anti-Defamation League. I don't know, they might be the same name. But essentially they were saying that all of Icke's writings were secretly being coded to basically saying anti-Jewish things, and they sent things around to like the venues, the bookshops, to basically say, you know, why are you promoting this guy? And a lot of them pulled. So basically, in an act of petty revenge, in his book Children of the Matrix, I believe, yes, Children of the Matrix, basically he went out and said that Warner was basically covering up mass allegations of satanic child abuse. Well, good on Mr. Warman, because he had no nonsense and basically took him to court. This has been in the process now for quite some time, and basically Icke lost, because Icke and Warman made an out-of-court deal, and he paid Warman a total of £670,000, or 120,000 Canadian dollars. That's a lot of money. Not only that, the books cannot be you know, made or printed anymore, and any future editions have to have that removed. Excellent. And yet you have Icke, who continually has been saying for years, and he's made this claim a number of times, be it about, you know, the post Jimmy Savile or things like that, saying that, you know, people are, you know, this guy's a, you know, satanic paedophile cover up or whatever. They all do it. It's just that, you know, Icke was stupid enough to actually put someone's name and all the evidence down on paper, and quite frankly he couldn't have won even if he'd gone to court. Quite frankly, it's there in black and white, saying that, you know, he's, you know, this, you know, Richard Warman is doing this with no proof. Now Icke has continually said that if he ever went to court he would take the proof with him, and that he would somehow win miraculously, and that it would, you know, take these people to court. Well, that's not happened. Again, Icke loses, and not only that, but Icke, for the past couple of years, since this has been going on for quite a while, has been continually asking for legal money and defence funds. And we can only surprise that a lot of this money, that donation that people have given, have gone into this settlement. And again, it's still shocking Icke has followers. You'd think after the fiasco of the People's Voice he wouldn't, and particularly after this he certainly shouldn't, because it shows that, again, he's nothing but an absolute liar, and not a very good one, and that finally the facade has finally started to fade away, and it's only just about time, if you ask me. But yeah, interesting bit of news as well. This news actually came out by a guy called Sean Al-Tabari, which, if you know, was heavily influenced in the People's Voice, and Icke, when the People's Voice basically fell under, said that it was all Sean's fault. Sean is the person to blame, not me, and whether this has been released as basically a revenge piece or whatever, we don't know. I would actually like to talk to Sean, and if this actually ever gets to Sean, I would generally like to talk to you, probably have to do it over Skype, about your time at People's Voice. I would generally actually like to do that. Again, I'm not going to lie, I'm going to ask a lot of questions I don't think you would like to be asked. But I am genuinely interested in having the viewpoint of someone who was actually at the top of the People's Voice, and what your experience was in it, and basically what happened. Because there is a lot of questions regarding People's Voice, and I think only people at the top can answer it. Icke certainly isn't going to open up. His son certainly isn't going to open up either. And to be honest, Sean, if this is your sort of way of getting back, then I'd appeal to you, come talk to me. You know, we'll set up a Google Hangout and we'll chat. That's basically the offer's on the table. I don't expect you to take it, but it's there if you want to take it.